Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, and today I thought we could talk about bad teachers, because like, why not? I was trying to think, what in the world do I want to talk about for today's vlog, and I was like, you know, bad teachers, so teachers that I've had that were not the greatest, popped into my head. There's three that come to mind, so let's just get into this. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss when I post a new video. And comment down below your bad teacher examples that you have. So the first bad teacher that I had was when I was a sophomore in high school, and my teacher was Mr. Carnes, and he was like the dreaded evil history teacher. He's actually a pretty cool guy outside of class, but he was just a really strict, hard teacher in class. But the kicker with him though was he was the type of male teacher who thought he was always right and could do no wrong, and he even had a motto in class: I'm always right. Like, that was his motto. Well, one time in class we were having a discussion and we all had to participate, otherwise we didn't get any participation points for that day. So we had to actually raise our hands and say something for class that day, otherwise we wouldn't get participation points. Now, I do not remember what in the room we were talking about, but on that particular day I happened to raise my hand and answered a question, right? And it was right. I know it was right. But my teacher, before I could even fully finish getting out my sentence, immediately cut me off and said wrong. And then he proceeded to tell us what the correct answer was, which was literally what I was saying. But he got it in his head that he's always right and that I just, for whatever reason, could not be right. So he wasn't even listening to what I was saying. He just assumed I was wrong and he cut me off. And then he literally said what I had just said. And what the heck? Well, so then later on in that class, he was like, Megan, did you participate today? He didn't even know I participated. Fortunately, everyone else in class was like, yeah, she did, right? But he still didn't give me the stinking participation points. Like, what the heck? And also with my social anxiety, I hated discussion-based classrooms, you know, because it just made me really anxious just having to like shout out an answer. In this regard, he had us raise your hands, but still, it just, ooh. Discussion-based, you know, classes just really made me anxious, so. But yeah, that sucked. So that was just a bad experience that I had with him that I distinctly remember. Another bad teacher I had was in college, and I don't even fully remember his name, ain't that terrible. But he was a teacher that was known to play favorites a lot. I had him for a creative writing class and a short story class, because I was an English literature major, so you know, I was taking all my English classes in college. I can't remember like exact instances, but I just remember a lot of other students, we were talking one time and complaining about how, yeah, he just really played favorites a lot. And like when it came to our short story, when it came to our creative writing class, he would be very dismissive of people's stories that he didn't like the particular person, right? And he would be absolutely biased towards people's stories when he really liked the person, right? So it had nothing to do with the writing. It had to do with whether he liked you as a person or not, and so it was pretty crappy. And then the last bad teacher that I remember having, oh boy, it was also in college, my freshman year of college. And I don't fully remember her name. I think it was Barnes, I think it was. So that's what I'm gonna call her. I could be wrong, but from what I remember, I think it was Professor Barnes. Oh my god, okay, so we were having to give a presentation, right, on, I don't know, something, right? It was an English class, so something literature related. Well, it was a couple days leading up to my presentation, right, and she pulls me aside after class. She was like, Megan, you know, I just want to make sure you're prepared, you're ready, no problem, right? But then she starts giving me all these tips, right, because she knew that I have a quiet voice and that I didn't talk a lot in class. And because I was always more of an observer rather than a participator. And so she just naturally assumed that I was going to be terrible at the presentation. Well, all throughout high school, I was great at presentations. Whereas discussion-based forums, discussion-based classes always made me anxious, I was really good when it came to presentations because I could always prepare for them, right? I could practice, I could rehearse, and I could get up there, showcase my work, and I always did a good job. The only criticism I ever received when it came to my presentation skills one time was when I was a junior in high school, and my teacher said that I could maybe slow it down just a little bit because I happen to be a fast talker, right? But that was about it. You know, no one else had any issues understanding me, hearing me, no issues, right? No teachers ever told me my presentation skills were bad. So it took me aback when she was trying to give me all these tips before she even saw me present, right? And I was just so taken aback. And I was trying to reassure her, like, oh no, I'm actually, not to be full of myself, but I'm actually pretty good at giving presentations. Like, oh, you know, I've given tons before throughout high school. Like, I'm fine, I'll be fine, don't worry. But then she's like, you know, you should really look into getting a speech pathologist. Because apparently she didn't like the way that I spoke. Now, I talked about in another video where a lot of people think I have a weird accent, right? Some people think I'm Russian, some people think I'm Ukrainian, despite the fact that I was born and raised in Alaska with parents who were born and raised in Wisconsin. And I've lived in the US my entire life. Now I live in California. And I have never lived anywhere else but the US, and just in Alaska and now California. That's it, right? So I've had a lot of people like wondering what in the world is this girl's accent, right? And you know, sometimes if we're in a really crowded room, I do have a quiet voice, so sometimes people can, you know, struggle to hear me at times, right? But when it comes to presentations, everyone's quiet in the room, right? Everyone's quiet. So I can project and people can usually hear me. And so it just shocked me that she thought I was such a bad speaker that I literally would need to go see a speech therapist pretty much to correct the way that I speak. And I was so insulted. I know that she was just trying to offer me advice, but it was one, unwanted advice. I did not ask for it. And I'm just thinking, lady, like, this is literally just one presentation for an English class in college. Like, I'm not ready to be president here, you know? I don't need to be an expert speaker, right? And it shocked me. So I was really offended. So on the day my presentation came, so pretend you guys are my fellow students, or my fellow peers, right? So I was facing my fellow students, my fellow peers, and my teacher, my professor, she was off to the side, right? So she was facing this way, and I was facing this way, talking out to the classroom, right? But she was off to the side. So I start my presentation, right? And I get a couple sentences out before she just rudely cuts me off and says, "Speak up." And I was so embarrassed and so flustered. But I finished my presentation and there you have it. Well, I was talking to other students some other time after this incident, and a lot of them were complaining about her. Apparently a lot of other students had problems with her. She was just kind of like known to be rude and known to be just, yeah, problematic. So that wasn't ideal, but you know, there you have it. So those are the 3 instances that I remember of having bad teachers. Can't think of any more. There might be more, but no, those are the only 3 that are coming to my mind. Again, comment down below if you have had any bad experiences with any bad teachers, and what was it like. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Ring the bell for notifications so you never miss when I post a new video, and have a beautiful, wonderful day. See you guys. Hi, sweet baby. Ew, this camera's blurry, Bubba. Hi, baby boy. How are you? He was being uber squishy earlier today, you guys. Like, oh my god, he was lying on this couch, and he was just Mr. Squish Monster, right, baby? He was, but now he's all frisky and excited. He's not squishy right now, but he's still doing the trick. Right, baby? Mwah. Literally, my shirt that I'm wearing, you guys, it's practically a corset. It's not. I swear to God, it's so tight, it feels like a dang corset. The things I do to look cute, let me tell you, judge me all you want, but okay, I guess that's how I'm gonna end this video. Randomly complaining about my shirt that I chose to wear. So, I have no one to blame but myself.